Hello everyone and welcome. This is my review of the latest remake of this classic tale. This is Ben-Hur, the 2016 remake that I did see today in 3D. Where are my glasses at? I don't know. Who cares? I got too many running around. Anyways, so yeah, I didn't really want to see this movie. Honestly, I didn't really want to. I saw the 1959 film that won all the Oscars, starred Charlton Heston many years ago. I remember the story. I felt like 3.5 hours of that great story was enough. Did we need another remake? And I think we've had a few remakes since then, and maybe before that as well. It's a classic tale. In this new one, we have Jack Hudson, who's a really great actor, and I loved him in Boardwalk Empire. He plays Ben-Hur in the movie. He's a man, he's a Jewish man, he's very successful. In this film, he has a family, or he doesn't have his own personal family. What I mean is, like, his brother, he has, kids and stuff. He has sisters, and he's got a mom and maybe a dad, I don't remember. He also has an adopted brother who is a Roman, and that guy is played by Toby Cabell. Really great actor. I think he was in Rock and Rolla from a few years ago, and he's working on, I think he does motion capture for the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and maybe the other ones as well. Also in the film, since this movie takes place in the time of Christ, we do get to see some moments where the characters kind of interact with this mysterious character named Jesus. And Jesus in this film is played by Rodrigo Santoro, the actor that was in 300 that played Xerxes, I think, in 300. Really great actor. There's also other cast members in the film as well. And I don't know, because I haven't seen the original, well, actually I haven't seen the 50s Ben-Hur in a long time, so I don't know how similar this one is to that original one, like with characters and how the relationships they are. But I remember some of the most important parts about that film and some of the story elements to it as well, and I was really hoping that they would be a part of this new one. Even though I was honestly like, do we really need another remake of Ben-Hur? This one is directed by the guy who gave us Wanted, a movie I didn't like, and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, a movie that is kind of a guilty pleasure. So it's kind of weird to see him direct this film when he's known for doing some more outrageous stories. It looks like this was more of a story that was centered in reality, centered in a time of Christ, and so, all these simple things were going on during that time. And so I was not expecting like a vampire to show up or some mystic zombie or something like that. I was just wanted, I kind of wanted a straight story. So now that I've seen it, how did I feel about it? I have to say, honestly, and I'm probably in the minority, I was surprisingly entertained by this film. And I felt like it was a really great, solid example of old and new school filmography. That's not the word I was looking for. Filmmaking. Sorry. I felt that there was a mixture of both. We had some CGI moments. There's a lot of effects that looks like they actually built a set or painted a background of some kind, using computers, of course. But to my surprise, I was really happy that this movie didn't feel like it was all in a computer. Yes, there's elements of where that has to happen, where they have to show him when he's on the ship and the background and all these other ships as they're bashing up to one another. But I felt in those moments, even that was great. The special effects in the chariot scene, which is definitely worth the wait. One of the most famous sequences in Hollywood history is Charlton Heston in that chariot scene. That is one of the top. For people who haven't even seen the movie Ben-Hur, they've seen that scene. That's how important it is. It's almost up there with like people who, when Psycho came out, or at least when I finally saw it, I had known about the shower sequence for years and seen the shower sequence long before I actually saw the entire movie. So the chariot scene was very well done and exciting and definitely worth the wait. And I will tell you, there are moments of greatness in this movie. There's moments of some good scenes, and some of the acting, I would say, is good overall, but sometimes it's a little stiff. Some of the dialogue is a little heavy-handed, and I think maybe they could have gotten away with this in a simpler time, maybe back in the 40s or 50s, but kind of can't get away with that at this time, but I liked it. It actually added something to it. Again, the old and the new school coming together, and I felt like the cast really got along. At least their performances, they got along. I don't know how they did on set. I liked the incorporation of Jesus, and to my surprise, I was like, okay, this is a Mark Burnett and Roma Downing production, or they're executive producers, and they've made a lot of recent films involving Christian ideas and stuff like that. So I wasn't surprised. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it now. But what's so great about this movie, in my opinion, is that I feel like anybody can enjoy this film. Non-believers and the believers. The believers, like myself, will enjoy the scenes where Jesus makes an appearance every once in a while. And of course, this is a movie that takes place during his lifetime, and the original film from the 50s did that as well. So it was nice to kind of see some of those elements in the film. I think there was more in this new one. And then the other people who are the non-believers might enjoy it for the action, for the thrills, for the story itself, because I thought the story of the film just moved. It didn't feel rushed. It just felt like it was constantly moving. Something was happening that was interesting. Ideas of betrayal and redemption and revenge and forgiveness. These are all ideas that happen throughout the film. And I felt like the majority of the film really was quite solid. I thought the costume design was great. The special effects was great. So the practical effects and the production design was really, really good. I felt like I was in this time of Christ. And I really liked that I didn't feel like it was preached to, or there was some hard-hitting message. It was telling me, beating me over the head, saying you should believe a certain way. I didn't feel that at all. I just felt like they had something. They were trying to say something, but at the same time, they were trying to entertain you more. And I felt like throughout the entire film, not only was I moved to tears a couple times, but I was entertained the entire time. I literally was like, I can't believe how interesting this film is, even though I know this story, even though I've seen this story before. And I walked away going, I feel like I can't really complain about a lot. I guess the only thing that really bothered me a little bit from time to time, even Morgan Freeman, I forgot to mention, Morgan Freeman is in this movie, and when he appears in the film, he adds a lot to the film as well, I have to say. I can't forget the man himself, Morgan Freeman, one of the greatest living actors ever. And I really was worried, because from the trailer, it looked like he didn't have much to do. In the movie, he has a lot to do. I just lost my train of thought, but I just really enjoyed this film overall, and surprised that I didn't have a lot to complain about, other than the fact that maybe some of the acting is a little stiff and, kind of cheesy. But overall, I was convinced with Jack Hudson. I think he did a great job to carry this film all the way to the end of the movie. And when you get to that chariot sequence, it's definitely worth the wait. It was complex, great action, great use of special effects, and I'm hoping real horses and fake horses. I just felt everything just mixed together so well. And I really look forward to watching this again at home, on Blu-ray at home. And comment about the 3D. There were moments in the film that were nice in 3D. The chariot sequence is one of them. The scene when he's with the other slaves rowing the boat was kind of cool. But overall, do you need to see this movie in 3D? No. But do I recommend you see it? Yes, I really do. I thought it was a really great, entertaining film. Is it up there with the original masterpiece or the 1950s masterpiece? No, it's not. I don't expect that. But if you're expecting at least to be entertained and something worth your money and your time, at least for me, that was the case. Maybe not for you, but I don't care if I'm in the minority. I really did enjoy this film a lot, and I'm going to give Ben-Hur, the 2016 remake that I saw in 3D, I'm going to give it 3.5 stars out of 4. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites. And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.